Hello, beautiful human. Driver Eric, gonna be in the studio in a sec, but first gonna tell you how to change your sleep for the better. Make the most out of your bed. Dan, do we not do everything in our bed?
We do it all.
Yeah, man. So why not get the most out of what your mattress has to offer, right? When you get hot, you want a mattress that keeps you cool. You want the right amount of memory foam. You want a base that moves up, down, all around to align your spine and give you the most out of what your mattress has to offer.
That's right. Yeah, of course.
But what if I told you can add speakers to your mattress?
I would say tell me more.
Oh, that's what the Vibrasonic mattress does for you and can do for you. It can change the way you watch movies, listen to podcasts, play video games, meditate and listen to rain sounds. Come on. There's 6 subwoofers built in there, can connect to your existing sound system, or you could build a surround sound system off of your mattress. Real easy and, at the right price. So try it out. BeyondSleepTech.com. There's a link in the description below, or scan the code. Here's the driver error. Hello, beautiful human. I'm Zach. That's Dan, and we welcome to the studio back for the first time in a while. Driver error.
Yeah. How long ago was it actually?
I mean, I
Like
know
a
that
year?
in our world 3 or 4 studios ago, but it had to have been at least 3 years ago.
Wow, you guys move around a lot.
2019.
You know, it's
no,
so
2021.
No way.
Yeah, October 15th, 2021.
Oh wow.
You guys were here talking about girlfriend.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, and then we end up leaving that company that January. So we were in one place for 10 years.
Wow.
And then we've worked for the same place since then, but we've moved physical locations for a bit, but now we're here for the long run.
Nice.
Let's go.
You like it?
Honestly,
I do. Yeah, I was like, when we were coming in here, we were like, this place looks clean as fuck. Like, seriously, like, green room and also the parking garage was like stellar.
And it's weird. It's actually
parking garage.
I'm glad. Thank you for the rave reviews. Because usually the parking garage is my fucking nightmare, the bane of my existence. But our old studio is weirdly down the street, so you can see it from here. It's
Wow.
it's weird.
It's kind of
Wow.
There's probably a meaning.
Yeah, there's something there, right?
Like,
I've tried to unpack that. I continue to unpack it in therapy.
Yeah.
I can tell your style for the both of you very much.
Yeah, Rocky, it's the first thing I noticed when you walked in, the real laid back sweatsuit.
as we were leaving my house, Ross was like, "Are you gonna wear that?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm kind of feeling like low key like today. Like,
Yeah,
it
do
just
it.
seemed kind of nice."
However you're vibing.
And
honestly.
I like also didn't do this on purpose, but I realized we played both these colleges. I was like, dang, I'm just like a walking piece of merch right now.
You're a school rep.
Yeah. So
You didn't
Hence-
you didn't go to school, but you wear the merch.
yeah, like we played Penn State, which I think was our last show
Last year.
2023.
Yeah.
And this is Ohio University.
Mhm.
So
Can we start talking about like what it really means and what it takes to, I don't want to say dismantle, but essentially reorganize and recreate a band and then essentially start the process from the very beginning. Because to be fair, that's like what you've done. And we've been talking for many years.
yeah.
And it's been an amazing transition to watch. But what is it like to be on the inside of taking something that really by a lot of accounts was working, at least from the outside looking in? Maybe I'm looking at it from the wrong lens. And then essentially rebuild it. Because that's what's been done here to an extent, right?
Yeah. It felt really natural for the most part, honestly. Sometimes like when chapters close, it's almost like they need to. Like it's like, for instance, like Rocky's I used to live with Rocky, and they've been trying to move out of this house now for like a while. And it seems as if the universe keeps sending hints that it's time to go.
Yeah, it's like, get out.
Yeah, there's like, for instance, the ceiling collapsed.
Oh yeah. Well, no, there was
There was like water damage in the ceiling. They had to like reconstruct the ceiling.
yeah, like there like mold started growing in the kitchen and stuff. So it was just like
For 5 years, we could make the loudest music. We could literally have people over at like wee hours in the morning, music on 11 in our studio. No one made a single complaint. Wasn't a big deal. Just recently, new neighbor comes in and is like trying to shut it down.
like filing like a noise complaint with like the actual police and stuff.
For
Like,
5
shit.
years, though, we didn't hear a peep from anybody.
Our landlord's
So there's like
like
signs like that are happening, which is it's like
go.
the universe being like,
Yeah.
it's time for a new chapter.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of like that with our 5, you know. Some of the, like our oldest brother wanted to go more into cinema. Our sister like wanted to start having babies, which she's doing now. She's got like 3 beautiful kids.
I ran into her like at some like shopping center a couple months back. It really brightened my day. She looked stunning.
Yeah,
She's
got the
fucking
cutest
beautiful.
family, dude.
It's really, really special.
Yeah. And if shameless plug here because it helps my sister out, but she's got like the YouTube channel and all that. If you want to check it out,
Check it.
Right Out Funk.
Yo, she just posted like she's been posting like each one of the siblings like when they were born, and she just posted when I was born is the craziest thing to watch for me. I'm like, I just see myself as like this like little infant. I'm like laughing or crying, like it's crazy. So yeah, you can go peep that.
Those videos
insane.
are incredible.
Yeah.
Those are trippy to watch, right?
Yeah.
You're just like, what?
It's cool too because like back then you actually had to put an effort in to capturing those moments. Like you actually had to have like a camera and you had to like have the film and you had to develop it and all that. Whereas today it's like you just have an iPhone, it's easy.
It is funny. It's like our parents were like vlogging in the 90s.
Yeah.
But like they weren't posting it, so there's all this footage.
No, it's genuinely for them.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of it's special to watch now. You're like, what the?
Yeah, those home videos are priceless. We have our mom and dad were just like rolling on everything.
Yeah. So,
it's really cool to see actually because back then we really were just like doing what we do today. Like it's cool to be reminded of that because we've been doing this forever. Like just like always like playing music and like it's wild.
Yeah, it is.
So anyways, back to your question, your original question.
but a part of that must be hard, right? Like to even read the signs that are coming your way to like not make music as a family unit, as something you've been doing since forever, and still do it as a family unit, but a different form of the family, right?
Yeah. Essentially what ended up happening is people's passions were going in different directions. Rocky's and I's were like primarily in the studio. Like we'd just be in the studio all hours of the day, just loving creating music and trying to make like better songs. So when we realized that and everyone else kind of wanted to do other things, we were like, well, this seems to be right. Like maybe we should just do a new project. And that was the Driver era.
And do you see that as starting from 100% from scratch?
Not really. We had a massive leg up. Like we have a serious group of fans that have been with us since the beginning.
So beautifully passionate people.
Yeah. Like I mean,
taste, by the way.
What's that?
They have taste.
Oh,
Let's go.
yeah. It's really cool, man. We have people coming to our shows all the time. They're like, "Yo, been a fan for 10 years since the beginning. Love you guys." And there's just like, it's cool too to see people like grow and change with us because obviously like the music's not the same. We're not necessarily the same. But as we evolve, like our fans seem to have evolved with us. So it's just a really cool situation.
Was there like something that you kind of set as a goal that you needed to reach that could, I don't know, justify doing this is wrong. That's wrong. But like something that like maybe it is the Greek, right? Like this idea that you played the Greek as R5, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then it was time to play the Greek as the Driver era, which is totally different, yet totally different. Elements may remain the same, but the whole thing is different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, does that mean something different to you than the first time around?
Yeah, it's definitely different. We actually still did like an R5 reunion at the Greek.
that was kinda fun.
It was kind of cool because we had a big screen behind us and we played like a song that we played the first time we played the Greek, and then we had like some of the old footage up from the show. So it was like new us and old us simultaneously happening. It was kind of cool.
It's weird. It's sick.
Yeah, it was cool. It's one of the
How
cool
long
moments.
ago? When was that? The first time?
8 years ago.
Oh, holy.
Yeah,
a
we've been doing
long
this a while.
time.
Yeah.
Yo, time like
Time is.
I feel like everyone
weird.
says that, especially as you like kind of like whatever you like hear your parents saying that like, oh yeah, it goes so fast, but like holy shit, what the heck?
Yeah, dude.
Just like it's fast. Damn.
100%. Yeah, no, this time around with the Greek definitely felt different. For whatever reason, it felt like there was more. Like we really wanted to like put on a special show. Like we did things with this concert that we've never done ever. Like we had like dancing moments and we had like reunion moments and just all sorts of stuff. We just wanted to make it a special event for the fans and kind of for us, honestly, to be able to go back and like even watch the first Greek as R5 is like something that we've done a few times, I feel like, as a family. Like our mom and like the family, like it's just kind of cool to have that archived. I don't really fully remember the original question, but it was definitely a special moment for sure.
How do you build a set for a live album?
It was more about having a live concert, movie than having a live album. The live album actually came secondary.
Also, this is on my mind, so I'm just gonna say it, but there's something like after you've kind of already like played that show, we kind of already like, I don't know, we kind of already like, you know, did some mixed notes, did that stuff. It's like my mind is not even like, it's like I don't even think about the Greek or like it's almost like we've already like.
We're on to the next.
Yeah, like I'm almost trying to be like, all right, like how do I feel about that? And it's like I think about like fucking who's like Johnny Depp. Don't even watch his movies.
Oh yeah.
So like in my mind, I'm over here like, you know, what can we do in the studio right now? Like
where's the new kind of? For sure.
So it's kind of a funny situation, like trying to almost like, I guess like talk about it in interviews or like whatever.
To unpack it. Yeah.
You're like, I'm not even, that feels so long ago already.
So
that's weird.
What is the timeline for the new music that we're getting now, right? Like there's a rumored single on the way, plus we have Rumors, which came out in October.
Yeah.
But like how many records are you sitting on currently that are new?
It's the modern musician's problem, I feel like. It's just it's so accessible to create a new song. Especially with like the way that we work nowadays, musicians, where it's like you literally can just click new project and you have a blank slate, and it's so enticing because you always feel like there's like the beginning stages of making a song is like so fun.
But what have you learned from the last album that you're taking with you as you make music now?
A lot.
Yeah, last year we kind of partied a lot. We
had so much fun.
Yeah, like we were just in Europe playing festivals majority of the summer. We were hanging out in Greece. You know, spent a lot of time in Paris. We just got back from Australia, had kind of the time of our lives. And this new year we've literally went just fully just like hit the brakes. We're like, all right, let's get our shit together somewhat. So we're actually both like legit, like we're both sober right now. It's crazy. We're like, what the? We kind of feel like, we went to dinner last night.
It's more than just sobriety. It's like extreme, protocol, which is like health oriented.
Yeah.
To stay focused on work.
Not even just like
just
to refocus about life, like just,
Yeah, there's a lot of demos. Like I'll get in my car and I'll just like I'll play through a bunch of demos and I'm like, we kind of got to do those justice and like, I think if you're in this more like loose state, you're like, which is kind of a creative state. I think it's kind of good, you know. You're like
a lot of good revelations can come from a night out like, dancing for like, sure.
Running around, you're like making random tracks, you're just throwing around ideas. It's almost like that idea phase we've like done. There's like a bunch of ideas, and I feel like now it's like, yo, you gotta like, you gotta do you gotta like fucking do what's necessary now.
Well, so I mean, is it okay, maybe not procrastinating.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's anything that's like, I guess not doing what you need to do, and you know you need to do it.
Yeah, but what's holding you back from doing it?
I mean, it could be anything from, oh shit, all of a sudden we got to go on tour. So you're like, oh, okay, I guess like we're going to put that over here for now. And then you go on tour and then you're like, oh, all right, I got this new idea now. Let me mess with that. So, you know.
Or is this something as a basic, smaller distraction?
Yeah, it could be, yeah, I mean, it could be like, oh, you got relationship problems. It could be like.
Is this because you guys don't have timelines set by other people? Or do you set your own
we do have timelines set by other people.
Really?
Yeah,
Yes.
like that is honestly, I do attribute that to some of the reasons in which we've been so productive, I feel like, in the last few years.
Yeah.
It's because people book a tour and then we have to be like, I
Yeah.
guess we need new music.
Yeah, you
know,
need
like,
something.
yeah,
Yeah.
deadlines I think are probably good for us.
No.
You know, because we are artists at the end of the day.
Yeah, like I feel like if you don't have a strong team that's like, hey yo, like you got to put some stuff out, you got to go on tour, you got to do this. Years will go by, and you none of that will have happened. You're like, oh fuck, I'm almost 30. Oh shit, like my time's gone almost. And you see that with like a lot of artists. They kind of get into this like, I gotta. They're kind of like, let me keep working,
Yeah,
and they kind of just don't.
Yeah, people can work and never release anything
Legit.
very easily.
That's
Yeah, I can get
I mean,
there.
we're obviously victims of that as well. There's tons of stuff. Ross is like, there's songs, you know, he's written and played me, and I'm like, damn, I like that a lot, and it's
just sitting on my computer.
maybe no one will ever hear it.
But so how does Rumors make the cut and like get to the top and essentially like grab your attention enough to finish it and get it out?
I think what goes a long way is when you get a song. If you're working on a song, and you get it to like 90% or almost to that 100, it's like almost finished to where when it's floating around your team and stuff, it's just like, wait, this is done. This is like, and like we have, like I said, we have a bunch of demos that are like, I can like hear where I want that to go, but it's almost like a 50% state. So it's like, all right, what if you're floating that around your team, they're gonna be like, but
They don't
like
get
I
it,
know,
yeah.
you're like, that needs to be fixed. Are you like, duh? But like, you know what I mean? It's like, fix it. That I know.
Yeah.
But
I have this other idea that I really like.
Yeah, we gotta leave tomorrow. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
So the demo on Rumors just happens to be done?
The demo on
Yeah.
Rumors was
Yeah.
something that got everyone riled up.
yeah,
Everyone was like, yo, let's release this right now. And we were like, great.
There's also like, if you go into the studio with a couple other people, you can get to that point way faster. And so with Rumors, we went in with a homie of ours, Morgan, and another homie, Ellington, who we've played a bunch with. And
Yeah, you know,
Yeah,
Ellington,
drummer.
yeah. So like, in that state, you tend to just get there faster.
Yeah.
So
It's because you can, what's the word that mom always uses? It's delegate. You can delegate.
yeah,
Delegating is a good thing to do.
Well, and everyone just like you kind of like start seeing this like puzzle, and everyone just starts kind of filling in the gaps, and then slowly you got the finished picture.
So why not do more sessions like that if you like
We
the
do.
results?
We've been talking about it. We've been talking about doing a little more of that because usually when we do that, it is like, oh, like we went in for a day and here's the result, and there wasn't that much of like a struggle or anything. You're just kind of like, all right.
It's all about what kind of product you want to produce at the end of the day. Because like, you know, when you go into a session, you usually write a song that sounds like, not that it sounds like it, but it has like session energy kind of. Whereas like sometimes when you write a song where it's like just me and Rocky at home, it'll have a different vibe to it. It'll feel different.
Yeah.
So,
Is there a song on this live album that when you wrote it meant something different to you than when you performed it?
What do we play there?
I feel like I Got You, You Got Me is kind of
That was
an interesting song. Not in that it feels different to when I wrote it, but it just became a bigger deal when we played it live. Because when originally I wrote it, I found it on the computer. Rocky had made the beat, and I just like kind of found it, and I kind of just like literally threw that vocal in. Like I was just like having fun, and I was feeling pretty grateful for people in my life, and it was kind of like it was like a private moment. But then when you take that onto like a big stage and you're like shouting out the people that you love, and you're like, you make it we try to make it a moment for everyone. Cause the lyric is, I got you, you got me. And it was like a really sweet moment. Like everyone was like some crying going on and stuff. It was a
special moment.
it was cool.
But in a song like that, like, you know, when you wrote it, you're thinking about people, right? And people do come and go naturally. It's just the way the world works. So. As one progresses in life, like, you know,
100%.
Who the inspirations for the, you know, I don't know.
Yeah,
they definitely take on new meaning.
Yeah.
What about
100%.
Summertime Baby?
Summertime Baby?
You can't put that song out, right?
I don't know if it's that we can't put it out.
Why?
It's just that. So it's another situation where like I found it on Instagram. I found like this dude like playing the song. It's like the instrumental, and I like took it and I like sang on it. And then we were reaching out to him, and we were like, "Hey, like, what's up?" And we just never got a response.
Yeah.
Still?
No, I think he's
So-
like somewhere like in the desert, cut off from the population, doing. Actually, I don't even know who this guy is. I have
You know
no idea.
what? Even
But I think
us,
he's-
like, it's hard. It's like we forget to check our email all the
Yeah,
time.
no, they're definitely like sometimes like
We're just artist types, I
artist,
think,
producer
you know?
types. Like I've had my phone on Do Not Disturb for like 3 years straight
Yeah.
because I'm like waking up trying to do something and someone's calling me. I'm like hold on, I got things I'm trying to focus on. I don't want to focus on what you want to focus on. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, like we're
I
like,
ain't calling you saying ruining your morning.
yeah.
Like not in that like it's in another way. I actually in the last couple of years I also needed that. That's what I'm trying to say. Like there is something with like artists. They're trying to like they want to go high. They want to like go like figure out these ideas they have, but you kind of also need a little bit of that other side of like fucking let's go. Come on, crack the whip on like
Yeah.
So
Well,
you
people can make the case that like in order to be an artist, at least at the like throughout like building stages, you have to be very selfish, right?
Yes.
And very indulged and
Yes.
very in your own head, right?
Yeah.
And also in your own world that you craft and create. And that's the priority.
Yeah, you do kind of have to have some like your someone said that, like your blinders on or something. Like you gotta
Yeah.
a little bit. You kind of
Yeah.
have to like
I feel like it can go both ways. Because I feel like I draw a lot of inspiration from my interactions with people. I feel like that's like in order to have any good story, you have to have people involved.
Yeah.
Not entirely, but I don't know. I don't know if I agree with with an artist needs to be selfish.
What's it called? I Am Legend.
Yeah,
Is he just by himself the whole time?
yeah. Dude, he
Is that
probably
a good
would have
story?
made a great rap album. Oh, bring it back, Will Smith.
What's
That's
his
a good
song? That
movie.
song is tight.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
No, he's
Oh no.
what's that song?
I don't know. I can't think of it.
He's got a dope track. So does Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah,
Like, oh yeah, Will Smith.
Yeah, what's that? What's his like song?
He has a couple big ones,
yeah.
but there's
The
is it he just get jiggy with it?
yeah. Nah. Yeah.
Wait a second.
Get jiggy with it. Nah.
That's actually Will Smith?
You didn't know that was Will Smith?
No, I knew he had one of those big ones, but I just forgot it was that
Yo,
one.
some of those verses on there are nice.
Dude, that's a big song.
Yeah, like Welcome to Miami, Summertime, all Will Smith
Yeah,
hits.
Bro, homie he's had a crazy career.
No, by the way, those songs still pay fat checks.
Yes.
Fat checks.
Wow.
Fat checks.
Good for him.
Damn. So, okay. Do we have goals that we set out for this year creatively?
I don't know if I'm a goal setting person.
Interesting.
I have like, yeah, no, I don't know if I like setting goals. I think because I'm kind of, we're pretty into like biohacking.
Talk to me. What?
You know, like it's basically a term. I think some biohackers don't like the term, but it's basically like doing things in order to feel the best that you can.
Yeah.
For instance, like intermittent fasting or like ice baths, like all these things kind of fall into like that term, I guess.
Got it.
Drinking water.
Yeah,
Simple
yeah.
that.
And
Cold
so
plunge.
Yeah.
So I was like listening to this guy, Andrew Huberman, who talks about dopamine. He's a neuroscientist at Harvard, I think, Stanford, one of those. He talks about dopamine and basically the way in which you can hack your dopamine is by having a growth mindset rather than a rewards mindset. And I just think that makes a lot of sense. So I try to not necessarily like set reward goals, and I would like to just like enjoy the process and get better at the process and let that be my reward.
So what is the process?
Process would be like writing a song.
Making music.
Yeah, making music or like just enjoying processes rather than an end goal. And I think that's also just probably a good way to go about things in general, because then you're not destination oriented. You're more journey oriented, which like if you read any like book, they'll say like that's the key to
Enjoy the
feeling
journey.
good, you know?
How do you know you're getting better at something?
You can tell.
Is it within or is it external?
That's a good question.
Yeah, it's like
It's both. Yeah. Cause like you definitely like you'll write a song, you'll be like, whoa, like I really like this song. I feel like this is like a better song that I've written for sure.
it is a funny thought.
You
like,
get better at processes, like things get faster, you get more momentum towards something, especially if you're doing it consistently, and then it gets easier. So you feel like you're getting better at it because you'll churn. So it is internal and external both, because you will churn out a product faster and easier. That's probably better.
Yeah, better. Yeah.
You know?
By the way, like you can apply that to like acting. You can apply that to a lot of things.
100%. 100%.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
So, how do you start an album? Or is it just an ongoing process of demos and when it appears, it appears?
honestly,
That.
it's like I guess it could be both, because we've been talking like, yo, we should just like go into a studio sometime, maybe 2-3 weeks in there, and just cut an album, like almost like kind of like how people did it a little bit more back in the day. Just like pull up 2-3 weeks. Maybe you brought a couple demos in that you're like, yeah, let's kind of flesh these out. Or you're like, yo, we're here in Australia. We got 3 weeks. Here's the vibes that we picked up on. Let's go. There's 8 to 10 tracks that were in that time. Cool. There's your album, which we haven't done that.
Yeah. I kind
really
of
too much, but we've been talking about that a lot.
yeah. I'd like to even go further and make like a series of that concept that Rocky's talking about. I think it'd be so cool, because we love to travel. We love to like, you know.
It's a really cool idea.
Yeah, like going somewhere, creating something that's also influenced by wherever we go.
But also put
sonically.
put the pressure of timeline on you to see what comes out, and put your like the people you work with in a house and fucking film it.
Exactly. Make a series of it,
Yeah,
essentially. And then we
idea.
can do that in a lot of different locations. And then it's like, yo, this is like the little body of work that we made in Mexico.
What?
It's
You know?
cool.
Yeah, it would be really fun.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
I'd listen. I'd watch.
Yeah, maybe we'll see what happens. Well, maybe, you know, if we can
get it
get,
going.
yeah.
I feel like you guys would work well under time pressure, because I feel like your pressure's too loose.
You think so?
Oh fuck, I know it.
That's what I'm picking up on too.
You think we need a little more discipline?
You're like, oh, we got to tour this year. Okay, so you tour for 2 months. That's another 10 months.
Yeah. No, for sure.
People need to be like, you got to turn it in this day.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's partially my fault, I feel like.
Does acting get in the way of this?
No,
perfection.
well, no. It's not even. It's like
Yeah.
the potential. It's also that.
Perfection.
Yeah, and preciousness for sure.
Yeah.
where like, you know, try to live. Well, it's those things, and it's also the ideal of living a balanced life.
What does balance mean to you? What is it? What
Healthy
what is balance made up of?
relationships, relaxation, productivity, health, and adventure.
Damn. I like that.
Pretty good.
and you're like, I got 2 modes. Don't fucking talk to me because I'm focusing on something, and then I'm fucking partying.
Yo, those are good
That's
modes.
That's all you need, boys.
I like it. Honestly, I like it.
They.
Yeah. No, but it's and you know the whole process of like releasing music, like, and you'll hear Rick Rubin say this, but he's like, you know, like it's like a diary entry, and some songs more than others. This next song that everyone wants us to put out, it's like the first real. It's like a heartbreak song. Oh shit! So it's like close, you know. It's like it's close to like my heart and my existence, and like it's personal.
It's you.
Yeah. So like,
It is, yeah.
you know, it takes me a second to be like, yeah, okay, I'm willing to let the world hear this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like, for instance, my relationship towards this song, it's way easier for me to be like, let's go, because
It sounds tight. You know?
yeah, like obviously in the studio and when we were doing it, like, you know, we're kind of all vibing and doing whatever. But again, I'm not as I guess attached to the story and concept. And then other.
That's why I'm trying to get him to sing more.
Well, again,
then-
there's other. Yeah, there's. It sometimes can be, I guess, a little swapped. Not as often, but.
But it's not you like it is you. Like this song comes from your reality. It is you. Like it's an extension of your being.
Yeah. So and that's where, you know, that's where like the preciousness comes in.
So how
for
long?
every musician I've ever talked to, when they're about to release music, they're just like, there's like a moment where you're just like,
Yeah.
How long have you been sitting on the song?
This one's not
a few
too old.
months.
No, yeah. Like when did we? Like towards the end of last year is when we started messing with it.
Yeah.
It's like when we started it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple months maybe. Yeah.
So what's the deal? Do you experience something and then immediately need to write about it, or do you take a bunch of different experiences, process it, and then write about it?
The
For this song in particular.
For this song in particular, I on my phone, I have like I don't always do this, but I have a folder that's like song ideas, and in this there was like the song idea. It's called "Get Off My Phone," which is why I chuckled. So yeah, like we pulled it. That was another. It was like another session song. Like we went to a studio, met up with a friend, and I was like, "This is what I want to sing about today."
Honestly, I like that studio.
Yeah,
The
it's a
studio
good
kinda
studio.
fun. It's like not too far from our house. It's kind of low key.
Mm-hmm.
I can pull up in this. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Anyways, we'll see. Honestly, by the looks of it, it probably will come out relatively soon.
I think so, because
What determines that?
it's almost
When
like
it's finished,
it's like if you don't put it out,
when we're ready.
yeah, like I think at a certain point you're also like, oh, if we don't put it out, like, what are you gonna do with it?
Right.
It's like, all right, might as well.
Yeah.
Do you ever think if you hold on to the songs for too long, there's no point in putting them out because they feel old to you?
Yeah.
That actually scares me sometimes. There's a couple of songs I've thought about where I'm like, why the fuck would I put that out right now? Like, it doesn't even make sense. It's now dead.
But you can also see that as a sign.
As in, like,
Maybe it shouldn't have come out.
Yeah.
But maybe there's songs that you listen to that feel so present and real, and maybe that's a sign that they could be timeless.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's like, oh, it made it all the way to now, and it still is
what's
like,
the emotion
this
that-
has something to it.
Yeah,
I feel that.
what emotion was evoked between like listening to it months later or compared to that?
I feel that it lasted. Yeah. No, I agree. That's cool. I like that way better.
There's something there.
Yeah.
But there is also something to like writing and releasing something that is somewhat in real time, you know?
Yeah.
There's this like people appreciate that honesty and that essentially stream of consciousness.
That yeah. Sometimes I feel like that's when it almost has the most like energy to it, because you yourself are also like, let's say you gotta like post about it or promote it. You yourself also are like, yeah, I think this has something good to it, rather than like, oh, I did this a couple of years ago, I don't care about it anymore, but I know we got to put stuff out. Fuck it. So yeah, there is like, it's like sometimes if you get on it fast, there's like this fucking fire in there.
Well, even like
and you're spreading that, and people feel that, and they're like, damn. So,
even in the creation process, there's a manifestation of that concept, which is when the idea is coming through you and you like play it into the computer.
it's like record.
It's really hard to change.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'll sing a song when it's like fresh, when it's happening, and then I'll go back and I'm like, oh, I sang that. I could sing that better. Like technically, I could sing that better, and I'll try, and it just won't have the same energy.
Yeah, you're like, oh, there's some kind of there was something going on at that time.
There's magic in the moment.
Yeah.
There's like something there.
And it's like, it kind of sucks sometimes because I'm like, I'm a better singer than that. But like, I can't change it because that's the song.
Yeah.
It's like, I wish I sang that better. So there's like plenty of songs like I feel like on our catalog where I'm like, damn.
But I also feel like that's kind of rock and roll too, you know?
Yeah.
It is.
There's something to like what it is in the moment is what it is.
Yeah.
Totally.
And that's how it felt and that's how it will be.
Mm-hmm.
I do wonder how many takes people like rock, like the biggest groups in the world would do.
Yeah.
Great story of this situation is Mariah Carey. She tried to re-sing You Are Beautiful.
Couldn't do it.
And they were like, then that one's the one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There's a lot of cases like that.
Yeah.
Like where the first take is just it.
That's a good song.
That's a great song.
Yeah.
By the way, the live album is waiting for you from the Driver Era. It's sitting on Amazon Music, but there is a link. Click it. Yeah.
Go check it out.
Go get it.
Go do
And come see us live if you like it.
Yeah.
When are you going on tour again?
We're not sure. The gang wants to book a tour,
Yeah, like
but we want to make sure that we want to make sure we're prioritizing the right things first.
Yeah.
on like the schedule, there basically is a world tour set in place.
Yeah, they're like, let
Like
us click the
legit.
red button.
Yeah, it's
They
like
wanna-
it's
they
like
wanna
there.
launch the news.
It could like literally everywhere in the world is like kind of like here's like the venues are there, the available, like it's kind of set, and it's like a matter of like you just said, do we click go like.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing with us is it's, that's our bread and butter,
Yeah, what do
is
you-
touring. So we know we're going to tour. It's not about like if we're going to tour, it's about when we're going to tour.
What do you creatively get out of touring?
There's lots of adventure to be had. There's lots of camaraderie to be had. We're hanging out with our relatively new bandmates, Dave and Garrison, all the time, and we're exploring new cities. Even though we've been to these cities a bunch, they're always new. There's always something new to find, new people to meet. There's a ton of inspiration to be had, even at soundcheck. Like soundcheck's so fun. We all just get together and start jamming. We'll start playing random covers and stuff.
I like that. Damn, I kind of miss it. You're talking about it now.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun time. It's also grueling. It's hard work.
Dude, I saw this video of Michael Jackson talking about they're interviewing him, and they're like, all right, tell us about the tour. And he's like, oh, it's really hard. It's like, I don't get to sleep. It's hard on me. It's bad. It's like, he's kind of saying how it's a struggle, which obviously
He must have been in the middle of it.
literally. And then the whoever's asking and stuff, they're like, all right, and can you do it? Can you answer that again? But with some positivity. He's like, but I don't like it. And then whatever. He's like, all right. And then they ask him again. He's like, I love to tour. And it's just like
that's it. That's what he says.
it's kind of funny. I
I like your MJ impression.
I'll work on that.
Question: are you aware of the moment that you became a sex symbol?
No.
Do you think about when?
I
Ever?
know
Or
when it
why?
happened. It was sorry, there was a little dusty in the air. I had to blow it. I don't know why. We grew up dancers, so I've always been like super in tune with my body, and I like that was like my first profession. Like I was a dancer. But I feel like the moment that it probably happened was like one of those viral TikTok moments, where I was like on stage performing, my shirt was off. Which by the way was not like, it was a spur of the moment thing. I was just feeling myself, and we were in this like probably a really hot, steamy, sweaty club playing rock and roll music. I was just like, woo, like just having a good time. Sure enough, it became a thing, and people wanted to see that. But I feel like that there was a specific video that I think went viral on TikTok or something.
How does that make one feel?
I chuckled at it. I don't really think too much about it. Honestly, I feel like everyone else, like, I don't know. I'm not really focused on it.
Do you see it as objectifying?
No. What do you mean objectifying?
No, like I mean, what do you mean? What I mean? People look at that.
What is that concept, though? Can you explain the concept to me and to your understanding?
I mean, I think historically and traditionally, people would say like objectifying women is a thing that like they look at they look at somebody for one reason and one reason only, right? And maybe I'm getting it wrong, and
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think for women historically that makes more sense.
And it's usually a conversation we would have with like a female in this position. But sometimes I think we've had it with guys who are seen.
I've had this
lights.
conversation with friends of mine that have felt objectified, for sure. I don't necessarily feel that way. I think it's maybe because of our long-standing history and success in music, in acting.
Yeah, and people know you for a long time. They were around way before you started taking your shirt off and wearing pink cowboy hats.
Yeah, maybe that has something to do with it.
Yeah, it was just like a little cherry on top.
Yeah,
For that.
But also I grew up like that's why I mentioned the dance background, because like when you're a dancer growing up, like we're always half naked. Like
It's different.
there's like people are in their booty shorts and their bra tops, and the boys are like in their like we don't have shirt on all the time. Like like in your performances, like that's like the in that world, it's normal, and that's how we grew up. So like it's not really a huge deal to me,
Do you ever wonder why?
I think it's maybe just because I'm comfortable in my body. I don't know.
What was the conversation like with Troye? And who called you and gave you this opportunity to be in a music video?
Yeah. Capitol Records. So someone who worked at Hollywood Records, R5 used to be signed to Hollywood Records, now works at Capitol Records, which is where Troye is signed. And she hit up Hollywood Records. Hollywood Records hit up then Ryland, my younger brother, and was like, hey, Troye wants you to be in his music video. Can you fly to New York tonight? And I was like, yeah, let's do it.
It was crazy how fast.
Yeah, and then the first
how'd
moment
they
I
pitch
met
it
Troye,
to you though? Like, what was the pitch?
they just sent me like the idea. They were like, "Hey, Troy's gonna be in drag,
Ross is like,
and you're gonna be like his love interest, essentially. Like in the story, it's about they describe the song like one of your girls, and you're like the guy. Is like kind of how they pitched it.
Yo, I heard that song at a sushi restaurant recently.
Yeah, it's a hit. Dude.
It's
a hit. Yeah, it's a big song.
Fucking hit.
It's all over the place.
It's so good.
The other night we were at David Dobrik's house, and
Wait, was it playing?
it was it just came on, and I was like, I was kind of. This was before
Was I
our
still there?
sobriety kick.
Did I leave already?
No, oh my God, it was New Year's, bro.
That's what I mean. Did I leave already?
Yes, I think you had left. No,
Dang,
wait,
what
did
the-
you? I think
I
you
was
might
gone.
have
I
left.
was gone. I probably would have been like, I don't know. I would have
Yeah.
remembered maybe. Yeah.
Anyways,
I
the
think
song
that's
came on and I was like just joking around. I was like, I feel like I need to take my shirt off.
Did you?
So funny. No. I had a suit on, bro. I was suited up. Dang. What were you asking? Sorry.
I mean, just how it was pitched to you, and also like, did you have any idea while you're shooting this thing how big it could really be?
Yeah, I felt like it was gonna be a moment. I didn't think people were gonna dress up as us for Halloween, but I definitely thought, you know, it was a juicy concept for sure, and I liked the song. But the first time I met Troye, he was already in drag,
He looks so good in that video. It was
right?
beautiful.
There's so many people that have asked me, they're like, who's the girl? And I'm like, guys, that's Troye. Usually like older people will say that. Like the younger generation gets it, but yeah, like I think even Andre, dude. Andre was like, who's the girl? He's our music
I
manager.
know him.
Yeah.
I remember for the first day I met you all in New York City.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, can you look up the day they first came on the show?
Yeah.
probably-
You were originally in New York City?
Yeah, I met you there.
Has it been like a decade? We probably know
Maybe
Probably.
around there. Ask
That's
me
what I'm
10
saying.
years.
What the fuck?
That's
Yeah.
so cool. That's one of my favorite things about being in the music industry or like in entertainment for so long. It's like, you just like, get to know people for like a long time. It's cool.
Yeah, it is wild.
2013.
Whoa, yeah.
That was
Whoa.
their first appearance, and then you would come back
Yeah.
in 2015, I think.
October
Wow.
30th, 2013 is when we uploaded that first video.
Wow.
Yo, I just want to say we always have a lot of fun coming here.
Well,
Like for some reason. So
thanks.
yeah, it's like
It's just
it
good
feels always
conversation.
Like, yeah, it feels like I don't know. It just feels authentic.
Oh,
Yeah.
Totally.
we're just being ourselves, so I appreciate you very much, both of you.
Hell yeah.
No, really, I thank you for giving us time of day always. Like, that's crazy. I didn't know it was 11 years.
Yeah.
Whoa.
What was
That's
crazy
insane.
about that music video is we had Troye in like 2 weeks before he went to film it.
Are you
and
going
we-
to tell the story?
I'm not going to say any other names, but we heard it was supposed to be somebody else in the video.
That's what I heard too.
Oh, I know who it was.
Yeah.
I've
was
heard
it?
that
It was
name.
supposed to be. What should we? Are we allowed to say?
Well,
it?
wait,
Those we all
let's
say
say it at the same time and see if it's the same person.
okay.
What's his name? Wait, I can't
I
remember
heard-
his name.
All right.
All right,
I can't
give me a
remember his name.
countdown.
Wait, okay. 3.
I can't remember his name, but I know the guy I'm
What?
thinking of.
Okay, you say whatever comes to mind.
I already know.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Vinny
Jacob.
Hacker.
guy.
We said Vinny Hacker.
I said Jacob Elordi.
I said the Euphoria guy.
So
That's
that's
Jacob
Jacob
Elordi.
Elordi. Whoa.
So you guys heard Jacob Elordi. We heard Vinny Hacker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who is
So then
Vinny Hacker?
He's like a TikToker, YouTube, social media star.
Yeah, he's on
Okay.
Twitch.
Okay.
So that's who I thought it was the entire time. And then the video just came out and it was you. I was like, where did Ross come from?
Whoa.
Wait, you guys heard Jacob Elordi?
Yeah, I don't know how.
Interesting.
Wait, is that the guy who he got like $100 million or something from some
No,
gaming
Are you
company?
thinking about Aiden Ross?
No, that's
Aiden
Aiden
Ross?
Ross.
Maybe that's him.
Oh.
Vinny Hacker.
We gotta start gaming, bro.
Yeah,
What's
Vinny
going on?
Hacker.
I'm
Like,
get on
That's
Twitch.
streaming.
Yeah, Vinny Hacker's like did some boxing, had a lot of tattoos.
Okay.
He's a really
Cool.
good guy.
Really
Okay,
good looking
cool.
guy too. Yeah.
Yeah, stunning. But look at this. This
Wow.
is T,
Wow.
eh?
Yeah. Wow.
Interesting. And look at you.
I'm happy
You-
to have done it. Honestly, it was a great time, and
Yeah.
then we got invited to go to the GQ Man of the Year Awards to go
Amazing.
support Troy, and like we just went to Australia. It was like so fun.
That
Oh
was
yeah,
Is
you
it-
guys were supposed to come in here like a month or two ago, but you
That's
delayed your
right.
trip. So that's why you're here now because you're in Australia.
Yeah, that's right.
That was so much fun.
No, that was a cultural moment that was made for you and needed for you. And I think genuinely was nobody could have done it like you. But also at the same time, it's important in culture and the fabric of society for something like that to exist. So yeah, you should be really proud of it.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm just happy they asked me to do it. I thought I just feel pretty lucky to have been a part of it. Honestly.
So that was your first time meeting Troy though when you met him on set.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's
He's super sweet.
oh yeah, one of the greatest people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
His first
Same.
appearance on the show, I think it was 16 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Yeah,
He's-
dude. He's like OG. Like he started on YouTube basically.
He was starring as young Wolverine in the X-Men movie.
Wow.
It's
Oh,
fucking
whoa.
weird. Yeah.
Oh, that's so old.
He
we don't
had
even
like
have
a
it on our YouTube
tiny ass
channel.
cameo at the beginning of the movie. We're talking about like seconds. And back then I'd literally fucking interview anybody, including the person who had 30 seconds at the beginning of some Wolverine movie. And we did an interview over the phone like 16 years ago.
Wow. He did start on YouTube, right?
He
was like
did,
doing
yeah,
like
yeah.
songs and stuff, right?
Totally.
Wow.
Yeah.
Blue Neighborhood is one of the greatest albums of all time. Highly recommended.
Mm.
Highly recommended. But also the Driver Errors music's waiting for you. All of
go.
it sits on Amazon Music. What are you thinking?
Are you guys going by Ross Lynch in the Driver era now?
No.
Interesting.
Because some of the recent uploads say Ross Lynch in the Driver era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some tracks, like, I've never even, like, really, like, tried to, like, click on my Spotify, but, like, some tracks are, like, I have a fucking Spotify. I don't even know why. Some of them will, like, say that. With this song, I'll be honest, it was completely algorithm based. Just, like, some of the team was like, should we just try, like, this is probably a smart, should we just
It
try
is
and
a
have
smart
Ross
idea.
first? I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Sure.
I don't think you measure success like that.
No, yeah, I'm always joking. I'm like, dude, I don't really see money signs. I don't. It's like the weird. I'm so
What
like-
fulfills you?
like philosophy, psychology, art.
But what
Spirituality.
motivates you to keep going? If it's not money and or fame,
I think it's to understand more of what is kind of just going on on this strange life. So whether it's like universe,
how does music help you figure that out?
I think that's like the best. That is like the best way to try and figure it out. The best art is somehow revealing something to you that you maybe didn't know, or maybe you were just about to like understand at the same time. So I think that's probably. I think that's why I like making music, is it's usually I'm trying to discover something, maybe about myself, maybe about a scenario, maybe about a lover. And like, again, like I've never, for some reason, like I just be like, I don't really pay attention to money. Like if all of a sudden I got to pay for dinner, it's like, I don't really see it. And it's like, I'm always like, just like I like psychology. I like, that's kind of how I see art. So that's why I keep doing it, honestly.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah.
It's cool because, like, kind of like you're saying, like, songs can reveal things after they had been written. Like,
Yeah. Like,
it's kind of weird.
Explain that to me.
Like, sometimes you'll write, like, words and stuff, and then you're like, sometimes you're like, I know this works, like, I'm getting this meaning out of it. And then down the line, you could be like, oh, whoa, it also can mean this.
Yeah, it takes on something totally new or different or just an extension of the same, you know?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
That's art, right? That comes from you and shit that can apply to your life.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild. How
One
often?
time we were doing Sabrina, actually. Just a random moment for you. But we were like filming a scene in Sabrina. And I remember, like, every single time we did it, we had a different revelation of, like, what the scene was saying. And it was really a cool acting exercise. Like, because it's like just art.
That's
like,
interesting.
It was really cool.
That you could
It's
take
like and then
so
like,
many meanings, so many different meanings out of something that's just written.
yeah. But it was like it was like one of the better acting experiences I've ever had, because it was like the realization was happening as the words were coming out. So it was like really
That's real.
like in the moment acting, which is like all you can hope for when you're acting.
Yeah, like how can you get that? Like it
It takes a really good scene partner.
yeah,
honestly,
you can't do it on your own.
you can't do it with a bad scene partner. It's hard to act with people that aren't great actors.
Have you experienced that?
I've been really fortunate in my career to have worked with mostly really, really amazing actors.
It's like, I remember you saying it's like hard to act with people that are funny because you like start fucking laughing.
Oh my gosh,
like
that was the
Caleb.
worst. Working with Caleb was so hard. Honestly, all of Austin Alley, it was like the whole time I was just trying not to laugh. That was a fun experience, though.
Really?
Yeah, we'd get into these like giggle fits where we literally, and it's like time is money when you're making
I was
a
gonna
TV
say
show.
sounds like a waste of money.
Oh, for sure. And we'd just be trying to do the scene, which, like trying not to laugh. But once you get started, the fact that everyone needs you to stop laughing makes it even funnier.
Yeah, it's like
And you're just like, oh,
makes it
man.
hard.
Yeah, but like 20 minutes would go by and there's like, all right, guys, we really got to get back to like, can we do this? And then they'd say action, we start laughing. It'd be a whole thing. So fun.
Yeah, like in that moment, are you laughing at the words or laughing at the people delivering the words because you know them outside of that situation?
Mostly, I'm laughing at like probably like Caleb, Rainey, or Laura.
Yeah.
It's like something that they did or some funny beat that they took. Like they honestly probably were just doing a really good job delivering these lines or the comedy. And I was just like, that was freaking hilarious.
Where's Rainey been?
She's been doing, you know what? She was reaching out to me recently trying to hang out. We had like a Austin and Alley meetup at her house last year.
Oh,
I feel like that was before we went to Europe.
they Rico and Rainey both came to the Greek. Yo,
Oh, they did
Rico
come to the
was
Greek.
like
He's a man now.
yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
what the
he
heck?
is a
It was
It's
crazy.
Because we've known him since he was like, what, 12? No, probably 10.
Yeah, like I was like, what the heck? Like he like a deep voice and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, dude.
wild.
Yeah.
But also, like, America's known him since he was like 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know who Rico is?
Rico Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think we interviewed him years and years and years and years,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
years
yeah,
ago.
yeah, yeah.
Rico. How old
Yeah.
is he now? Like 22 or something?
Probably.
Wild.
Yeah,
Both
that-
icons,
He's
by the way.
25.
That's insane.
He's 25?
Yeah, he's 25.
Oh, I didn't think. I thought he was much younger than me, but I guess not.
Wow.
You know, like when you're like 15 and someone's like 12, you're like, oh, I'm so much older than you. And then I'm like 28, he's 25.
It's
I'm
like-
like, oh,
Yeah,
that's
I think
actually,
that's almost the same.
it's like not a huge gap.
It's crazy. As you progress in life, the age differences do get like, it gets,
Yup.
it
Just-
gets narrow, narrow, narrow.
It's so funny.
You know, we did have Laura in not too long ago, and she was talking about how she removed all of her Austin and Alley music off streaming services because it just like didn't represent her anymore.
Oh,
you-
she did.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Did you guys, or did you ever feel that way?
No, at one point I made like an Austin Moon Spotify, and I put all the Austin and Alley music under Austin Moon, so it wasn't under Ross Lynch,
That's cool.
which I thought was kind of funny.
What's the deal with Teen Beach Movie though? It's all
Teen Beach Movie has Ross Lynch on it. I think at
Yeah,
one
it's
point, no, the Teen Beach Movie stuff said Austin Moon,
oh sick.
which I thought was kind of funny. I think we like reverted just to Ross Lynch again, but I'd be curious to
Yeah.
have a conversation with Laura about why she did that. That makes sense.
What is it was she has how many Austin Alley tracks does she have?
A bunch. I'm not sure how many, but there's a lot. And
That's interesting.
the reason it makes sense, it's not as much. I mean, I've not asked her about it. This is just speculation. But I feel like nowadays we're playing with the algorithm more than we're playing with perceptions.
Always.
Yeah, like it's like in the last since Spotify's been around like 10 years.
Yes. I mean,
Amazon
a little
Music
less.
has been around like
We've been like, I don't know.
5 years.
Something like that. Yeah.
Something-
You're
you know?
pretty much on the money there.
Yeah. So it's like it's like pretty much new. It's like
whole
everyone's
thing's
still
new.
trying to figure out this algorithm business.
Yeah.
But it makes sense in terms of like what people are searching, right? And then like what could be making their feed from other things that they're accessing on their phone or things that could be top of mind. Like even the idea of adding your name to Driver Era, I think naturally, like my assumption would be that like you can see spikes in people just searching your name anyway
Yeah.
and not being taken to Driver Era,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So why not capitalize on that?
Yeah.
Like that to me just makes the most sense. As like you're one and the same, right?
Mm-hmm. And then the problem with having my name on all the Austin and Alley stuff
It
is,
distracts.
well, the algorithm will then revert you down a Disney Channel lane
yeah, Kid
rather
Bath.
than down a Driver Era lane. So that's kind of like where you play with the algorithm, or you try to at least.
Yeah, because also who's like they're gonna pull your music to be added to other things too. So like they're only gonna pull. Yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that she also didn't like the, like, if you type in Laura Marano, instead of saying all of her new music, the top 8 are just all Austin and Alley songs.
Yeah.
So nobody's even going to know that she has new music out because it's not being promoted to them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she just was like, you know what, let's remove it and give them my new stuff.
Yeah.
Totally.
That's understandable.
Yeah, it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a weird world we're living in.
Mm-hmm.
Really different.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Because I didn't even really fully unpack like the discovery side of it, right? Because that like that algorithm is going to pull music from a certain bucket that they believe is going to, if somebody's listening to kid stuff or alternative music, you know what I mean? You want your music or rock or pop, you want your music to be discoverable. Like you want the AI to grab it and throw it in to like, I mean, dude, I listen to it all the time, just letting the algorithm like pick music that they think I'm interested in.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's wild. Like so much discovery happens that way.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. So you really have to like try your best to put it in the right sphere.
Yeah. It is crazy though. Like being on a kid's show, no matter the network, is so deeply a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
But it is a testament that like real talent will always rise to the top, right? Like I do mean that.
Yeah. And honestly, like I don't even consider Austin out. Like I get it. It was on Disney Channel.
Yeah, but it's not a kid show. It's really a young
I really
adult
don't.
show.
I mean, just the people that I worked with and the amount of dedication and like the amount of like people that came up to us and were like, yo, I love this show. Like it was all sorts of generations like loving that show. And it still is, I'm sure, like there still are kids growing up on it, which is crazy to me. On Disney Plus, I think there's just people still watching it.
It's like,
just crazy.
Probably the rest of your life, like that. Yeah, it's like, what? That'll probably happen.
Well, yeah.
A really interesting observation was made the other day. I was like watching, for some reason, Rugrats. Yes. And it was just on. There was a period of time where like shows on Nickelodeon and Disney were made for families, so they made them multi-generational. And then there was a moment where like the shows, I think like post 2014, depending on the network, maybe like 2015, 2013, shows really just got deeply targeted to kids as opposed to families. So it made it more narrow. And like, I mean, and I can only speak from Nickelodeon because that's where I worked, but like, every show that was of any relevance on that network, right? Like iCarly or Victorious or Amanda Show or Drake and Josh or all that or whatever, that was made for the parents and the kids. But like the goal was for parents to just be as entertained as the kids as they were doing stuff in the kitchen and, their kids were being distracted in the living room.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the clear directive and motive, and it really made it to be successful for everybody.
Totally.
Like it bred a different, and it combined with the fact that television during the time that you were on it, and that like I was working at Nickelodeon, was at a moment where everybody was still focused on it. Like it was on the cusp of this transition.
Yep.
That like it'll be years before we see anything this seismic ever again in terms of like how focus shifts from a TV set via traditional cable to streaming.
Yeah.
Right? Like, dude, it was
to your computer,
like,
to your phone.
Yeah, like right. That was like right at the end. That's crazy.
You were a part of the last generation where millions and millions of kids would sit down at one time on a Friday, Saturday, a Thursday, whatever it was, and watch a new episode.
Yeah.
And watch that block of new programming. Like
totally.
on Nick, it was like Saturdays, I'm pretty sure. And then it was like you were part of the last group of that.
Yeah.
So is Victorious. So is iCarly.
Totally.
Henry Danger, kind of like in the Nickelodeon world. It's really interesting.
Yeah, totally.
That is insane. Actually.
Yeah.
There's never going to be anything like that. You're never going to be able to
probably
demand.
not in our lifetimes, like because now everything's just on your phone. Like
totally.
That's so interesting. I really like how you put that.
I remember times too, like growing up, we'd be at these like dance competitions, and we'd be in the hotel room, and when you kind of went like channel surfing, whatever, you get to Disney Channel or something, and you didn't really like. You weren't gonna pick like, oh, let me watch this show. It's kind of like which show was airing at that time. Mm-hmm. So like, yeah, like that doesn't
Sweet Life.
That's not like that doesn't really happen. It's like weird.
But dude, there are moments where like millions of kids would watch Disney Channel and Nickelodeon at one time. Like you don't even get that anymore. Like on a streamer, essentially, they look at like aggregate numbers over a weekend. It's very weird.
That is insane. Yeah.
But even
I mean, nowadays people can't even sit and watch TV without checking their phone incessantly.
I tend to, I kind of like to put something on that I don't want to pay attention to, so I can be on my phone. Literally,
yeah.
I caught myself doing it. I'm like, hold on, what the?
Interesting.
It's kind of nice.
Hold on,
you got some sports on in the background. You're just like chilling.
It's kind of it's like
I don't hate
noise. Just
So you craft this concert movie.
Mm-hmm.
Where can I watch this?
We are.
I don't know.
Currently negotiating with a streaming service to put it up on there.
Sick.
And we're actually, I'm going to Paris for Fashion Week. Rocky's going to come meet me.
Cool.
And we're gonna do like little premieres, like one in Paris and one in London,
Oh, that's fun.
which would be super
That's gonna be
fun.
sick, actually.
It's like just like little theater room, like maybe 500 seats or something like that. We're gonna like do like meet and greet. We'll be there answering questions and stuff.
That's
So I'm
really
really
cool.
excited about that. That should come in the next few weeks.
Is the concert film and the documentary the same thing, or are they two separate projects?
I think it's supposed to be kind of two things.
Yeah.
Like the doc, I don't think's even been edited or anything. But I think the goal with that was to be like, you kind of like watch a couple songs and then you kind of like go into the past and like start seeing all this like BTS of our life and stuff, and then you like see a couple songs live and then kind of go dive again. But
As of now, we just have a concert film,
As
Okay.
of now, it's just like,
but we'll see about the documentary.
yeah.
Yeah.
Be cool.
Will you continue to shoot for the documentary, or what's the deal on that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly,
That's
yeah.
the goal. I mean, even if we don't use what we have right now, there's always future considerations,
Totally.
Yeah, there's like
You
kind of you kind of almost film everything probably for
I think you need to.
the good. Yeah, like if we're kind of making music or doing this thing for however many more years, like probably somewhat is being documented. Hopefully,
It would be smart too.
Yeah, but all the photos and the video, like, dude,
yeah.
we had Neil Young on, and he
Wow.
was documenting his process and career before it was easy to document his
Wow,
career
yeah.
and process, like going back, long time, long fucking time. And it's all archived perfectly on this website that people can pay for via subscription.
Oh,
And it exists, and he's able to but it helps him repackage and it's really a beautiful archive that he's set up. And
Yeah.
it was something that he just set out with at the outset of his career. And
Yeah.
it's paid off. It's crazy. And there's still a bunch of shit that's not even on there apparently.
Wow.
Yeah. He just documented everything.
That's so cool.
And he's really cool.
Yeah.
He's a good one.
I mean, even when you go back and you see like footage from like when they recolor footage from like New York in the 50s or whatever.
Oh, I see
I
that on
love that
Instagram.
footage.
Yeah, it actually trips me out.
It's so cool. Everyone's like actually suited. Like people are dressed. It's just the whole thing is just wild.
And
It's so cool to see.
If you haven't seen them, I hope we're speaking it into your algorithm now so you can see one of those videos because it's sick.
Yeah, speaking it into your algorithm.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, that's a thing, right?
Fuck yeah, it is.
Because our dad's van just got stolen
I'm so sorry.
off the front. Well, we found it. It was in a hit and run, and the police called us and we're like, "Hey, we found your van."
Casual.
Yeah, it's in the shop right now. We've had that van for like 15 years. It's like classic. Like we used to
Indestructible.
drive that thing from Colorado to LA. Like,
But I love
back
that
and
you're
forth.
not getting rid of it. It's like somebody stole it. It's been through hell. You're just gonna repair it and continue to drive it.
It's a workhorse. We put like 350,000 miles on that thing.
What the fuck?
It's probably closer to 400,000, and it still works. It's
I
like,
actually am surprised it runs. Like,
Yeah.
like it should not run.
Well, but maybe let's go back to the top of this conversation, which is signs. So maybe we should take this out as a sign to get a new van.
It won't leave us though. We found it again. It wants to come home. I don't know what to tell you. The sign is that we need to keep it. I feel like that's the sign. But the funny reason is in the algorithm conversation is because we're like telling our uncle the story, and our uncle sends us a meme that he got on his algorithm.
Oh yeah.
And it was like, someone stole my van. Where'd my van go? But it was it was like, and it was a picture of Van Gogh.
That's funny.
But it's like,
How'd you get
why
there?
is he getting a meme about a van being stolen?
How insane is that?
It's wild.
That's really scary,
Yeah.
guys.
Like
That
of all the
is- that's
memes
a-
you could get, surely there's
spooky.
millions.
Oh
you know?
yeah. Oh, dude, there's billions of
Yeah,
memes.
and they're all funny. I love the internet. It's so fun.
It's a scary place.
It is a little scary, but there is some serious positive stuff too.
Yeah, no, it's true. There's
polarized.
literally
There's a lot.
everything for everyone.
Right.
And
Choose wisely.
how does it feel though being I don't know, you're a meme yourself.
I guess so.
Like, dude, I've seen many. I'm not.
Oh my gosh, there are some funny ones actually of me.
Yeah, you got a lot of memes going back many years.
Yeah.
But then also, you in a pink cowboy hat ends up on many people's feeds every day.
I guess so. Yeah, I don't have social media right now. It's kind of part of the cleanse.
That's
for
good.
me.
Oh, you don't?
So you just don't think about
Damn,
it.
nice.
I just don't have it on my phone. Obviously I still have my accounts, but I regularly like to delete
Yeah.
I gotta do
That's
that.
smart.
How do you do it? Like, what do you do all day?
Dude, I've read a lot of books.
Like what? What's the?
I'm reading a
last
book
you
about
read?
Cleopatra right now.
Interesting.
It's fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Super cool.
Yeah, they never found her actual tomb.
Oh, that right? Really?
I don't think they've ever
That's
found
the end of the book.
Oh,
Stop.
shit.
Spoiler.
Damn, sorry about that. We'll erase that. Damn, I didn't think about that. But yeah, I don't think they ever found Cleopatra's tomb.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
It's honestly an incredible story because, like, you think about like I guess just back in that society and like it wasn't ancient Egypt, but like she was like women were like powerful in Egypt at that time, and she was just like really smart, really educated, and she was just like running things, and she was just like she got with Julius Caesar, had his baby, like she's just a really, really fascinating story.
See, that's what you do when you're not on Instagram.
Well, my favorite Cleopatra fact is that she lived closer to today than when the pyramids were built.
Oh, whoa.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
That is insane. It's like, what?
Which is crazy to think about.
That is crazy to think about.
Mm-hmm.
The pyramids are here before her. That's what you're saying.
Well, the pyramid. No, so like if you take when she was alive and died, it's closer to today than when the pyramids are built. That's how old the pyramids are.
Yeah.
She lived from like, I want to say somewhere between 80 BC and 30 BC.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Somewhere in there, in that window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
80 BC?
Before Christ, yeah.
Can get these facts.
Yeah, how do we know that?
I'm
like,
puzzled by
seriously?
history all the time. I feel like I'm becoming an old man because of it. You know how old men always love history?
That's what my YouTube algorithm is full of, just like Rome and Egyptian videos.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
so cool.
very addicting.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
You should try this book. It's
I'm not a great reader.
Oh,
like,
no?
I wish I liked reading, but reading's boring to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about an audiobook?
Yeah, it's where I listened to Bretman Rock's audiobook. It was awesome. You guys know Bretman Rock?
No.
Who's that?
Oh, you're missing out.
Oh,
I'll check it out.
icon. All the Driver Hours music is waiting for you on Amazon Music. Please, please, please click. Maybe a tour this year.
Maybe.
Yeah, like if not a full world tour, definitely some shows. You know, we ain't going nowhere yet.
Yeah. I mean,
We ain't done.
I'm just hoping to get maybe a new song.
No, actually, the
Yeah?
the main
new
focus,
music for sure.
The main focus is actually that it's all right. Let's let the music speak.
I'm always after magic
That's
in any form.
yeah.
It could be like in nature, could be in creation, could be in relationship. I'm here for magic.
It's called Get Off My Phone?
Yeah. Potentially. We'll see.
Yeah.
Was that made out of magic?
It definitely
Hell
has some
yeah.
sauce.
Yeah.
I like this song.
And are you talking about somebody showing up on your feed in a way that is wrong, or showing up on your phone, or is it somebody who's physically on your phone?
I think all the above.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You can interpret it however you like.
Yeah.
But there's you know, I think nowadays when you have social media and stuff, like back in the day, like you could part ways with someone and like you could just be like, go about your life and just like heal your stuff and then like, be like, go about your life. But nowadays it's like you can see what they're up to. You can see, you know, you
That's
can like
bad.
Yeah. So I almost feel like it's probably better for people to not do the stalking thing. That's not really of my nature, but
But it's hard not to.
some people do, and I
hit this. I definitely am always curious. I'm like, let's see what's going on here.
Yeah, you got an Instagram?
I
Like,
did
yeah,
it
like, yeah,
once or twice,
yeah.
and the emotional repercussions were
It's bad.
not worth it.
I like go watch the story, and I almost feel more bad. I'm like, oh, this person sees me viewing their story. Dude, that's probably sending the wrong message.
Totally.
That's kind of where I get to in my head. I'm like, oh, I probably shouldn't do that shit.
Yeah, and
probably
it's just like you said, like earlier in the interview. It's like, you know, times change.
Yeah.
Life's complicated. People come and go.
Yeah.
It's the nature of life. Change is the nature of life, for sure. But you know, sometimes like, yeah, just that.
Don't let them linger.
Yeah,
It's hard.
yeah. Well, and okay, so really, get off my phone is like is like in my phone, all of my pictures were with this person, and then it's like, you know, your phone's like, check out this memory, or like, you know, look at this memory we created with you, and you click on it, it's got like the background music, and it's got like, it's
That,
like it's like
song, that
super
Apple
happy
song.
and like all this stuff, and you're just like, man, you know,
It's rough.
that's kind of what the song's about.
When are we gonna get this song?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it. Maybe in a month or two, if everything goes kind of the way it seems. But
Yeah. Well, the problem is, even if we finished it today, we got to put it in the system, and then
Yeah,
it takes like
time.
6 weeks.
yeah, it's all that
Well-
that nonsense.
We'll be here and ready
Okay.
and waiting.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Listen to Driver Arrow's music. It's on Amazon Music. Click the link in the description below. Thoughts?
Think we covered a lot.
Fuck yeah, we did.
Let's go.
Sweet.
Ross and Rocky, I appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Thanks
having
for
us
having us.
again, yo.
Anytime. Driver Arrow, everybody.
Yeah.